So yeah, I don't know if I can beat the sweep, but I'll try to beat the sweep here. So this image is, so this was created by ChatGPT, and it's, so this talk is about, I don't know if you've ever, like in your business, like you've been frustrated, you know, creating new product ideas, right? Or new service ideas for your business. And so I asked ChatGPT, make an image in the style of the artist Mark Rothko, if you know him. He has some pretty deep stuff that communicates, you know, what a business owner, the frustration that they might feel in not being able to come up with new ideas. And it created this. So does anybody see anything when they, I've looked at this for probably half an hour, and I see different things. Anybody see anything?
Great Fire of London.
Great Fire of London.
Battleship.
Battleship?
It's definitely a divide about the way up using quadrant.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
That's how you feel. So it's also interesting from that prompt. I didn't give it this name. It called it stalled thoughts. You know, it named that based on my prompt. So like when I see it, you know, like I said, I stared at it for probably half an hour. I see like to me that represents, you know, sometimes you have some new ideas that kind of come into your head, and then this is kind of your plane of consciousness. And then that idea, you think it's going to go somewhere, then splat. It goes nowhere. And then you got these other dripping ideas that tend to go nowhere. So I don't know if that's what ChatGPT had in mind, but that's what I felt. So yeah, so this talk is Supercharging Innovation, AI's role in ideation and visualization. These images, we're going to be talking about some of these images in a little bit. So in my career, my whole career has been high-tech new product development. So my background was engineering, so I've been involved in mostly electromechanical software, complex electromechanical software systems. And when it comes to ideation, the trick is you got to have a lot of ideas. You know, your first idea is never the best. Your second, third, fourth, almost never the best. So you need a lot of ideas. So this is the agenda. I'm going to kind of go through the ideation process, how you can get ChatGPT to put your ideas into Excel, use DeepSeek to write some Python code that will visualize the ideas. I'll show you a whole bunch of examples. And if you want to try this yourself, all the stuff in here, you could do this yourself, like very easily. Customize it for, see what it might come up with. So this is the workflow we're going to talk about today. So it starts with the user input. So, you know, like what you just kind of describe what product or service, you know, you're interested in innovating. Give it a strategy. You know, you want to give it a strategy. Like I want to go into this market segment here. You know, so you know, you're not just painting this. You know, you want to target the innovation to something that makes strategic sense for your business. Okay. And then like what market segment, you know, maybe there's a particular market segment you want to go after. So you write that, and then that goes into, maybe I'll get the mouse here. So this part that you write goes in the top, and then there's the innovation prompt, and we'll kind of walk through the elements of the prompt. So this is the prompt that I created that does all the work. And when you run this prompt, it took about 5 minutes to actually do everything that was instructed in this. And when it's done, it creates an Excel file. And I'll show you what's in that Excel file. You just click a button and download it. And then after I looked at that, I thought, well, it'd be nice to you know, I was doing kind of things you can 3D print was kind of my innovation strategy here. So I thought it'd be nice to automatically create images. So I had DeepSeek write some Python code and put it in VS Studio. Basically, it input this Excel, and it made calls to ChatGPT and automatically created all 70 images. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. So the construction of the prompt. So again, this is the prompt over here, and this template is available if you want to use it. So as I mentioned, the top part is, this is the only part that you need to change. So in the example I'm going to show you, the product type was 3D printable products that can be made by a Prusa MK3 Plus 3D printer. So actually, Josh may know because I won this printer. What's the name of the organization? Yeah, Make 717. They were auctioning off 3D printers, and I won a 3D printer. So I do a lot of 3D printing at home. So I thought, let's come up with things I could print at home. So just for fun, I said innovation strategy, 3D printed products for unique pets. There's many 3D printable plastic products for cats and dogs. Your goal is to enter the market for 3D printable products for pets such as fish, birds, turtles, hamsters. Okay, I'm just kind of having some fun here, right? And the market segment are the people that own those and they love their pets and they're willing to buy fun, creative products. Okay, again, and you could put anything, you could put your stuff here, right? All right. So the next part is, so these are 14 different innovation techniques. Like a lot of companies, they'll pay like an innovation consultant, thousands of dollars to come in and do like a 2-day workshop with a team, and they'll use some of these techniques with the team, and then they'll end up with yellow sticky notes all over the place. So my claim is this can do in about 5 minutes what that consultant could do, in 2 days and $10,000. The next is, I'm not going to read all of it, but these are kind of the descriptions of all 14 ideation technologies. Okay, kind of saying, this is what scamper means, this is what brainwriting means, this is what you're going to go do. And again, I'm not going to get into the details of that. And the next section are kind of some piecemeal things. Each idea should represent a unique or disruptive approach, should delight the customer, use internet research to gather the latest data, trends, and preferences, competitive insights to inform each ideation methodology. The next one was pretty important too. You will check that every idea generated is highly feasible to be produced. You will throw out product ideas which are not deemed feasible and continue searching. And in the Excel file, I have it try to explain why they think it's feasible to be produced. And then the last thing, the hardest part of this project is it never wanted to do all 70 ideas. It kept stopping. It would do 10. And then I'd say, keep going, and it would give me 20. And I said, no, 70. So I put this in. You will stop generating ideas only after you've generated all 70. That by itself is not sufficient to get it to do it. Before stopping, you will count how many ideas you have generated. If you have less than 70 ideas, you'll continue until you have generated all 70. Then it finally started to do all 70, okay? Only then. I probably spent more time on that than anything else. And this is the part that tells it to create an Excel spreadsheet. So there's 2 tabs. The first tab is kind of the user stuff that you entered, kind of the first tab. And then I tell it what the columns are. I want a short description column. I want a long description. I want you to say which ideation methodology of the 14 that you used, why it's feasible to manufacture, how the ideation method led to this idea, why the idea is a good idea, okay? And it did all this. You will complete all the cells in the table and do additional internet research to support your conclusions. And then I hate setting word wrap, so I said you will set word wrap to on for all columns. Yeah. And then just to make sure, please generate 70 ideas when you're done. That was just me giving them a little dig. So it creates the Excel. So this was the screenshot when it created the ideas. I've generated 15 ideas so far. I need to create more to reach 70. I'll continue. I generated 25, so, and I love this one. I've generated 55, hang tight, It's got a sense of humor. So yeah, so it actually presents a button here. You click it and you download an Excel file. Right? So this is what the Excel file from a distance looks like, okay? So it did, like I said, it probably took 5 minutes to actually create all this. So this is one row from this table. All right. So the pet was a snake. The short idea, a modular climbing platform for reptiles. A long description, interchangeable 3D printed platform and ladders that can be customized, create unique climbing structures for reptiles litters. It uses camper. 3D printing modular components is cost effective. Your Prusa MK3 Plus can produce these in PLA or PETG. Anyway, I'm not going to read all the details, but what I'd like to do, I haven't done yet. This was with ChatGPT 4. I'd actually like to redo this with the reasoning models and see how much better this gets. I suspect it'll get a lot better. I don't know if you've used the reasoning models, but really impressive stuff that's out there. So I got this spreadsheet, and I'm like, well, can I automatically create images for all these, like automatically? So I went over to DeepSeek, and a lot of you probably know about DeepSeek. You know, it's that Chinese open source, got the world on fire. It's a reasoning engine. It kind of showed the world maybe you don't need 1 million GPUs. Maybe you don't need to spend god-awful amount of money to train. NVIDIA stock like plummeted on one day because of DeepSeek. Yeah, what I didn't realize is companies like Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web, like they're using DeepSeek now, actually, in some of their stuff. Which, so anyway, there's a link there. If you haven't played with it, it's free. You can be up and running in no time. So anyway, so in DeepSeek, you know, I just attached my Excel file, right? And I said, write Python code to make calls to ChatGPT and use Dolly for image rendering as follows. Read the attached Excel file, extract the column headers, then create one image for each row using all the information in each column for that row to create the image prompt. Okay? So it automatically created this code. I'm not a coder. I mean, I've done some coding. A lot of times when I do this sort of work, I don't even look at the code. A lot of times it just works. But you know, you have to put your OpenAI key, right? So you have to get a key from OpenAI and put it in there. The other thing that's really nice is not only does it write the code, but it says, oh, you're going to have to, you know, to use this code, you're going to have to install these packages, right? Blah, blah, blah. It tells you exactly how to do it. Beautiful. And when I first ran it, I got an error. I don't even read the error anymore. I just copy the error and I paste it in, and I say, just fix it. And it, you know, goes, it's like, it's all Greek to me. And so it says, you know, option 1. So I took option 1, problem solved. Okay? Seriously, I don't even read this stuff. I just cut and paste, and then all of a sudden the code starts to work. So anyway, so literally I've got my Windows PC and my folder's open, and you know, an image shows up, and about maybe 20 seconds later another image shows up. So let's go take a look at some of these. Oh, so one thing, so when you make these API calls, it costs about 4 cents per image, you know, to call and request an image, you know, from OpenAI. So those 70 images, you know, they cost me $2.80. So some of my favorite images. I'm not going to read. Just for reference, I put the column that, you know, but this is a snake, you know, kind of a snake climbing structure. This would be very easy to 3D print, kind of all the modular parts, you know, the modularity, delight your snake.
Tom, hold on. So for my clarity, are you saying that thing you should build based on that row with all the
Yes.
information under it?
Yeah, the Python code basically took all that and then mushed that into the prompt and then sent that prompt to the... I mucked around with trying to improve it a little bit, but in general, that's what it does. I have a brother in Chicago. They have a pet rabbit named Buster, so I actually said, I added, put emboss Buster, please. You know, the rabbit kind of has to work at getting to the food, is kind of the idea. Another Buster. So this was interesting. So it, it thought rabbits, they like tunneling and hiding. So it started with that. That's how the innovation technique got to rabbits like tunneling and hiding. And that then led to the inspiration for this 3D printed design. You know, just kind of how the innovation technique itself, you know, can lead to interesting things. This is one of my favorite ones. You know, it's like if you look at the walls, you know, the walls of this thing, it's like snakeskin. I mean, I may try to draw this and 3D print this one. I just love this one. Snake hide with multiple exits was kind of the theme. This was solving a problem. So some of the innovation techniques, they try to solve a problem. So the problem was a lot of bird seed feeders, they deplete the seed too quick. So this kind of adds a little bit of a hindrance to the bird so that the bird doesn't eat the seed quite so fast, and it challenges your birds. Good old Polly.
It'd be great if you could scroll.
Yeah. This was a hamster, easily modifiable activity for Harold the hamster. I love this one too. I love this one. It's Timothy the turtle. So there's a few things that went on here. So one is it realized that PLA floats. I mean, you can't quite tell from this, but the design intent was that the plastic would actually float. And it also realized turtles, they like to have habitat in the water, and they like to sun themselves. So it created that, but it not only created that, but it created a sun, you know, thing on the top. I love just the simplicity of this. You know, like sometimes you see a design, you go, that's an elegant design. That's what I felt like when I saw this. I really like this one too. So this one used the technique called role storming. Role storming is where you dream up a role. In this case, it was people that like modern art. Okay, so it started with that, and then it created like a modern art inspired 3D thing that you could 3D print. So if somebody liked modern art, they might love to buy something like this and put that in their home. As long as it doesn't float. Did they? Yeah, they didn't catch that. Yeah. You know, and then, you know, obviously, so I added a little bit to the prompt here. You know, so it's not that smart. But, you know, like if you wanted to customize, I mean, I was even thinking, like, I could have a website for, like, you know, 3D print parts for exotic pets. You know what I'm saying? This is another one I loved. It realized that you can get glow-in-the-dark 3D filament. And so it used that idea to inspire this glow-in-the-dark, yeah, tank. Yeah. Very cool. So this was a cool one. So it realized that lizards, they prefer to have a humidity control environment. And so what the AI did is it thought, oh, people's wine cellars, they will often have humidity control in their wine cellars. So it put all that together to create a wine cellar inspired, you know, design that if you wanted to put a humidity control in the back or something, you know, you could do for Lizzie the lizard. Yeah, so those are the images. So I have a blog called AI Powered Product Development. So this talk and pretty much everything I said is in this article. If you just want the prompt, that's a link just to the prompt if you just wanted to, you know, play with the prompt. And then maybe I'll just kind of leave you with, you know, I think of AI as, you know, like a lot of us have passions and dreams that, you know, we know they're out there under the fog, you know, and I truly believe, you know, with AI, if there's something you want to do, you can do it, you know. It's like jump in the fog. Go after that thing that you want to go over, because you've got this phenomenal assistant that's good at almost everything. So it just, make it happen. and I told that to ChatGPT, and I said, find an image that communicates that. And it picked that image for me. So anyway, I think that's all I had. Yeah, that's a different story. All right, thanks. Any questions?
You printed any of those yet at all?
No, I'd have to take some time to design them.
You think AI could help you design?
I haven't seen it yet. I met a company in Switzerland that's working on text to 3D file AI. That'll be nice. Has anybody heard of or seen anything like that? Text to 3D design?
Yeah, the rumor is that some of these large language models can be used to generate Z code, I believe is the term.
Yeah, I've experimented. I haven't come across anything like that yet, but not to say it's not there.
Because some people's code has ended up in the model, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Zach?
Two-parter. How did you end up on 70 being the number? Because that seems like a strange number to be, like, the usual listicle is like, you're 10 or 15 or 20 or whatever. I'm wondering if you had
No.
issues with the 70 because of it being an interesting number.
It's as simple as this. I had 14 innovation strategies, and I thought, I'd like 5 per idea.
All right.
That's it. Nothing.
Did you notice any like trends, like where the first like 10 or 20 that it comes at, like whatever the chunk that it was like breaking off and saying like, oh yeah, I got your 25, those are fine, and then like the next 15 are like, your B plus work, and then like the last like 20 were like scratching the bottom of the barrel or just like repeats of previous ones.
Yeah, sometimes I'd say repeats. But the other thing, like even stuff like this, like I might go back and run this another day, and it might start giving me really screwy behavior. So that's the other thing with this stuff. You have to have a hacker mentality. If you think this stuff's just going to run the first time, I mean, you have to enjoy the hacking experience.
You said you use ChatGPT before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one thing that ChatGPT struggled with their earlier releases was when I saw the length of your prompts, that it would kind of lose, well, just after the first paragraph or two, and kind of, or once it got to the bottom, would kind of forget what the top part was all about. Did you feel like it covered everything?
Well, I think the results that I got were what I asked for. I got the Excel file, I got everything in the column headers, it exercised all the innovation strategies. Yeah.
Is that prompt on your blog, or is there a way to get the design?
Can I post this on the?
Yeah, we'll post it in Slack.
Yeah.
If you're not on there, when we can get on it.
I would keep that. Swallow that. Go to
Yeah.
You have to use DeepSeek to generate Python prompts. Finding that DeepSeek works better than ChatGPT.
So I actually tried ChatGPT first, and I kept hitting my head against a wall with bugs and errors. And so that's actually why I went to DeepSeek, and I had it work in about 5 minutes.
Is that possibly because ChatGPT is over-consuming or DeepSeek is over-consuming?
My guess is DeepSeek is a reasoning model, and I suspect if I went back and used ChatGPT's reasoning model, maybe it would have. My understanding is reasoning models are supposed to be better at coding tasks. In the back?
I have a general question. It's not necessarily specific on your topic of 3D printing, but it's something I've been wanting for a long time. And this presentation sort of helped me solidify some of this. It seems that our educational system in general is geared towards, as we move up the educational ladder, critical thinking, creativity become more important than stress. So going from a bachelor's to a master's programs in many cases are focused on when I was
No,
paying attention to what
So
the
I've heard,
development
I've heard that argument many times, and I feel completely the opposite.
Okay,
It has unleashed my creativity,
okay,
because now I have the confidence to do things that I didn't have before.
okay.
So I am marching into uncharted territory like never before.
So that's creativity. What about critical thinking? Because that's the area that I'm primarily interested in trying to understand what we're developing or watching the creating critical thinking, because we get tools that have to do that for us. We can just send an idea out there that's a great
Yeah.
idea. That's great. So we have tools
Yeah,
that create that for us.
I think
What pushes us, or one is, are we going to be more like a time machine?
I think it depends on what.
People live underground, live above ground.
I think it depends on.
Underground, just eat,
I
play,
thi-
and do whatever they want.
So I think it depends on what you want out of life.
No, I understand.
I don't want to be an expert at all the things. I want to tell an AI thing to do it, so I can focus my brain on the things that I want to spend time on. So I'm fine with it.
But that doesn't necessarily, critical thinking is not necessarily equivalent to in that context.
This seems like an interesting conversation to keep on.
Yeah. Yeah, this could go on a while.
That's
You in
fine.
the back?
Okay, thanks.
Another question about
Yeah, I was gonna say, you said the 14 methodologies influence the 70 number. Did you force it to do 5 for each, or did
Yeah.
you see it?
No, I told it. Inside the prompt, it says create 5 per 14 ideas.
Did you see it think better, directed better about a certain one than certain methodologies than other ones?
Not particularly. Yeah.
In indirect way to piggyback on what you said, you presented 4 or 5 or 6 options, presumably that you cherry picked, curated to press out.
Yes.
Of the 70,
True.
of the 70, how many do you objectively think were shitty?
Oh, that's.
Or
What was the worst one? Stay tuned for next month's talk. My shitty 3D print ideas.
that you got results for, but that you were unsatisfied with?
That's sort of the question, is that?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, but there were some that were.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, nobody would buy that. You know.
I think that's back to your original point at the beginning of the presentation, right?
What's that?
The original point at the beginning of the presentation. To have a good idea, your first quote in the presentation.
Yeah.
was
the
to have a good
Thomas
idea,
Edison quote.
You need
Yeah.
to have
A lot of ideas. So it's actually a good point. It's fine to have bad ideas.
It's 69 okay pet toys. With the one pet toy that you will print out.
So I've also done this with a service idea. So not to visualize it, but for like an AI service business idea for like a startup sort of thing, just to inspire like a trillion ideas, and it was fascinating. So I think like in the startup space, if you just want to have a whole bunch of ideas, you know, it'd be a great way to just really quickly jumpstart ideas.